one thing I found interesting is like the test that they do, like for, say, for example, like my mom went into her primary care physician and got tests done. She's wondering like what's going on with her body. She's had cognitive fog, and your Nadavim has actually been helping her a lot, by the way. So
Great.
thank you for that. Just because like she was just like now addicted, she's been ordering it, everything else. But she had a colon issue in the past, and then she had to get surgery at the Mayo Clinic, and then she went on Cipro, which totally screwed up her gut microbiome and everything else, which honestly, Cipro messed me up too on top of that back years ago. But she went to her primary care physician. He couldn't do a couple tests, and then she had to go and search somebody else. And then she went to a naturopath. Well, naturopath conducted tests that were far more. She had her MD too, by the way. So she wasn't just like that naturopath. She still had her MD, everything else, internal medicine. She conducted all these tests, stool samples, okay, everything that you can possibly imagine that your primary care physician wouldn't even know what those are. She tweaked it so quick to where my mom ended up feeling way better than being on the meds, even though the doctor has been our doctor for a long time, but he just didn't know what. Like, he was okay with that. Like, he's like, hey, you can go somewhere else and try to figure it out. And she did, and she corrected it. And that's the thing where some doctors do have the humility with just knowing that they can't work outside those parameters. And that's the doctors that I like a lot. Some disagree. You know, they want to know it all. And I think there's ego. It's an ego problem in society right now. Everybody needs to know everything. Everybody's a doctor. And my thing is that there's bad financial analysts. There's bad lawyers, bad attorneys. They all went to school. They all paid a lot of money for it. And the thing is that you're always learning. It's just like an entrepreneur that ends up building a business that becomes a $10 million business. And then now they're like, okay, I know it all. But yet again, it's like the more you learn, you might be able to 2x that, 3x that, 4x that. But when you stop there and you don't want to learn anymore and have the humility to continue to be educated by your peers, that's where we went wrong as a society. But I think that we are gravitating into the right direction. I just get very, I don't know, get worried about just kind of where things are going, of people being divided and not working out together as a collective on things. So,
yeah. I mean, to kind of go into that a little bit, you're right in that you have these people out there that are stuck in their ways and kind of do it. And unfortunately, a lot of times those are the experts that are leading, public health and leading medicine. And without going into names here, it's like you got people on TV a lot that are unable to, budge from their thinking about something or even open up to other things, and may even be influenced by other sides to not look at other solutions to help people. And these are the people that we're supposed to put our most trust in, right? This is literally guiding how we're governing and what choices we're making as a society in a whole for our health. And that's the scary part is, we kind of got to blow it all up in a sense and step away from putting so much blind trust into someone we really don't know too much about, and is really kind of polarizing in their decision making.
Yeah.
And so it's a tough thing, I think, because most people are taught to completely trust in their doctor. And you hear it all the time, like, he's an expert, she's an expert. They are experts in what they do. And it's like, well, not really. Like, what is an expert? An expert is someone, first off, that will obviously say, I am always learning, and as I'm learning, things are adapting and changing, and I have to keep an open mind as an expert to all solutions, not just the ones I know of. And that, again, you're right. There's a lot of humility that has to be taken upon by someone for them to say that. And then will other people believe they're an expert if they start saying, I don't know, right? So it's like this weird psychological thing, I feel like, that's being played out right now on TV everywhere, right? Where it's like so many of us are kind of like, And I think there's a huge population right now being like, I don't know what to believe. I have no clue. It's like, and I want to be right because I kind of doubled down on this already and did lots of stuff here and told people off on the other side. So it's like we're doubling down, but we're all sort of like, I don't know about that. Now I'm starting to see it. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? There's nothing wrong to question it and say, maybe I was off a little bit. Maybe I was wrong. I've done it a lot. And I think it's a wonderful sign of a person with intellect and the ability to have free thought. And I think we need a lot more of that right now in general, in medicine for sure, but just in general, because again, I'll say it, like medicine doesn't guide the population. The population guides medicine. That's really how it is. So we have to realize we have the power as just, people outside of medicine to demand things, to say we want more options, we want more natural stuff, we want whatever it is, and it'll follow. But until we like kind of let go of that dogmatic understanding that doctors are gods and you can't question them, it's like no, like we got to be able to just like stick to our intuition of who we feel after doing our own research, who we feel we should put our trust into, and just go with that instead of just, oh, he's an expert because they told me he is.
Oh, exactly. I mean, I also think that people underestimate what their own immune system also can do. I feel like right now it's just like, I feel like with vaccines, I'll talk about vaccines because it's like my baby had to get vaccines, not the COVID vaccine, but she got like her Tdap vaccine and the generic ones. But it's just, I feel like the heightened fear, just even on vaccines in general, which I know some are used for certain things and some are for others, and that's the part where I'm like, where people are just relying on something just to make them feel safe, because we are in a state of heightened fear right now, where people are like, okay, I need this vaccine, I need that, I need to get this, I need to do this, I need to do that. But it's like, so how's your sleep going? Are you sleeping well? Are you meditating? Do you have, are you eating well? I mean, I like intermittent fasting. I mean, everybody's different. But my thing is that, are you incorporating these things? Are you paying attention to how your body feels rather than numbing it with all these other things because you're in fear? But really, it's just your high cortisol levels based on fear, which is only going to cause more health issues.